So we're talking golf this morning. You might have been aware that the Joburg Ladies Open teed off this past Wednesday. So it's been, 2 days of golf at the Modderfontein Golf Club at the moment. We'll give you how the leaderboard looks at the moment. Things might change by the end of the day. In fact, as the day goes, we'll give you everything that is happening there. But I'm joined now by the City of Joburg's Events Management Director and Joburg Ladies Open tournament promoter, and that is Sis Bongi Mokaba. She's joining us here in studio. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We were speaking off air that we have actually spoken, had an interview before at the Joburg Open, which is for the gents, and now the Ladies Open. Thank you so much for your time.
Benjamin, thank you and good morning. Yes, you are correct. We did speak a few years ago, talking Joburg Open, which is through the men's tournament. But today we're speaking the same language, but focusing on a different gender. Yes. We're talking the Joburg Ladies Open.
Yeah, and I think it's important also to recognize that it is a massive year for women's sport in South Africa. We recently hosted the T20 Women's World Cup in cricket. There's going to be the Netball World Cup later this year. Banyana will also be going to their second World Cup. That's in New Zealand and Australia. So it is a massive year. If ever women's sport in South Africa was going to grow, this is the time. This is the year. If you miss the bus now, you probably never catch it.
It will be gone forever. You are correct, because if one looks at the performance of Banyana, for instance, for them winning the World Cup in such difficult conditions.
The AFCON, yes.
The AFCON. And for them to be where they are today is a clear indication that what boys can do, the girls actually perfect.
They do better, yes.
Absolutely, because you look at the recent performance with the cricket, them losing in the final basically indicates that when girls put their minds and heads at a particular thing, they actually do it better. So we're hoping that with the tournament as well, the Joburg Ladies Open, the performance at the moment is at such a high level, because when we compared the draw we had last year in terms of the girls that participated, we actually are sitting with a better field, because you have a number of women that have actually won the Joburg Ladies Open participating this week, and some of them have won the SA Women's Open. So we are having quite a strong field, and whoever has to win should be able to be not only physically strong, but mentally strong as well.
Whoever has to win must be a South African. We'll see what happens. Like I said, we'll give you what the leaderboard looks like at the moment. Let's talk about the dignity for a girl child mantra that you are going with this year. There's something called Birdies for Dignity.
Yes. We came up with this campaign. In fact, let me rephrase and say the two tournaments, being the Joburg Open and the Joburg Ladies Open, are projects that are run from the mayor's office, so the mayoral project. Whichever mayor comes in continues with these programs. And for 2023, we then decided to come up with a campaign that we called Birdies for Dignity, like you have said, where we have partnered with SPA, who have basically donated a number of sanitary towels and toiletries, and those will be donated to Zenzeleni Primary School in Alexander. And why we came up with this campaign was purely for purposes of ensuring that we contribute as a city and the tournament, driven by women, to restoring and maintaining the dignity of a girl child, because the conditions that these young learners come from Some of them come from informal settlements. You'll find that some of them parents are not working. And when they go through their monthly cycles, at times it becomes difficult for anybody to provide for them. They would be missing school. If they're able to come to school and unfortunately an accident happened on the day, they are even unable to leave class because, you know, boys can be boys and be silly at times. You know, they tease, they do all sorts of things, and basically denting the egos and the images of these young girls. So with this provision, we've just said, if a professional player makes a birdie, that birdie would be equivalent to a dignity pack. And we started on Pro-Am Day, which was on Tuesday, where amateurs and professional golfers played together. And on that day, we had a total tally of 77 birdies from a combination from professionals, and amateurs contributed 26 birdies. But as of yesterday, we have gone above 800. And my take is that by the time we conclude the tournament, would have gone way beyond 1,000. So even the spectators that are coming to the tournament have been requested to make their own contributions. So on Monday morning, we're going to be taking the executive mayor of the city of Johannesburg to Zenzeleni Primary School, where these packs would be actually delivered to the school and handed over to these young learners.
And yeah, such an important thing. Obviously, in case you don't understand what a birdie is, in my rudimentary understanding of golf, basically it's one below par. If a hole is, for instance, par 3, if you if you hold your ball a shot below par, that is birdie, and it goes 2 shots below par, that goes eagle and all of that. So, and it's important that it took something, ironically, that is golf, a sport that is not associated necessarily with kids in the townships. And unfortunately, the face of poverty in South Africa is black. That is the sad reality. It took something so far removed from their reality, as it were. But let's then talk about the co-sanctioning of this particular tournament by the Sunshine Tour and the European Ladies Tour. Started last year, I understand.
It started last year, yeah.
How big has it been for, in particular, the field that you spoke about, the star-studded field that you've got this year?
Benjamin, if you recall, the Joburg Ladies Open was first hosted in 2015. And by then, we're the Royal Johannesburg and Kensington. And we've since moved from Royal to Soweto and finally to Modderfontein.
Yes.
And with that, it basically gave us an opportunity to grow the tournament over the years. Because when we started, the tournament was only sanctioned by the Sunshine Ladies Tour. And after 6 years, we're then able to join hands, being the City of Johannesburg, the Sunshine Ladies Tour, and the Ladies European Tour to co-sanction the tournament, which then elevated the status of this tournament. So we are one of the only 2 co-sanctioned tournaments in the country with the SA Women's Open. Now, co-sanctioning basically elevates the status. It increases the number of players, because when we started, we had a field of about 80 players. We're now sitting in the field of 132 players. An equal split between South African players and players across the world that are affiliated to the Ladies European Tour. But not only that, it then increases the prize money that is going to be won. We're currently sitting, we started with less than 1 million South African rands. We're now sitting at 300,000 euros, which is going to be split amongst the players who have made the cut, which was at 60 entities. So we're currently having 64 women participating on Friday and on Saturday, and all of them are going to share this prize money. And the winner gets to be exempted to play in any tournament of their choice for the next 2 years. And that is how the status of the tournament has grown because of the co-sanctioning.
All right. Bongi, it feels like you and I have spoken for 30 seconds. But we're out of time, and I'm looking at the leaderboard here. I don't know if any South African can mount a comeback. I see Nicole Garcia tied for 6th, and I see Leon Pace in 11th, and there's others there. In 10 seconds, is it important that a South African wins?
It is important. It would make a lot of difference because we'd be able to retain the money in the country. However, if that happens, it then basically confirms what I would have said. We've had a number of South Africans winning prior to the co-sanctioning, and we're hoping that this year a South African should be able to lift the trophy.
Leon Pace actually did win it at the Royal Kensington back in 2016. We'll see how she does this time around. It's going on today at the Modderfontein Golf Club and tomorrow, which will be the last day. Thank you so much to Bongi Mokaba for joining us here. She is the tournament promoter and Joburg City Events organizer. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Well.